I spent years building a business that burned me out and working a job that doesn't light me up. And I finally decided enough is enough. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura Whitelaw, and this is my first video for this channel. I am over 50. I am a mother, a dog mom, and I'm also Canadian. I've spent most of my adult life working a side hustle alongside a job. And I just got to the point last year where I started to feel burnt out. I was running a digital marketing business and working on my side hustle probably between 10 and 15 hours a week, on top of, trying to look after my family, do cooking, look after myself, keep the house reasonably clean, taking care of a dog, etc. And I didn't have a lot of free time to get to the point where I could quit my job, leave my job so I could focus full time on my side hustle and make it a full time business. And for a good part of last year, I felt trapped, to be honest. And then at the start of this year, one by one, those clients just decided to end their services with me. The clients that I had about four that I was working with, and I kind of feel like that was the universe answering my distress call because I did feel trapped. I felt burnt out, and I just didn't know where to go, and I didn't wasn't getting enough rest to really be able to sit back and come up with a plan on how I was going to reach my goals. So the other thing that I wanted to address in this intro video is that I have suffered anxiety for most of my adult life, probably at least since my teen years. And over the years, I have, picked up a lot of different tools to help me manage my anxiety, and I do pretty good now. To be honest, I do have my days where I feel, a sense of doom or gloom, but I have so many tools that I lean on that are extremely effective that I hope I can share with you on this channel and help you on your journey. And I have to admit, I am not somebody that has got it all figured out, but my intention with this channel is to take you along on my journey and hopefully help you in your journey along the way as an over 50, perhaps man or woman. So the reason I decided to make this pivot, I alluded to a little bit earlier. I had been running a digital marketing business for 4 or 5 years, and it really excited me. It was a lot of fun, and I got very busy. I did very well with it as a side hustle, but it's one of those things where I was trading time for money, and I couldn't grow it beyond where I was because I was still working a full time job. I am still working a full time job. And I just, got busy enough that I didn't have any more time for marketing to be able to get to that next step. And like I mentioned, I spent a lot of last year just kind of feeling trapped in what I'd created. And I feel like, although I could get upset by the fact that I lost all of my clients at this point, I had about four that were long term clients. I actually kind of feel like it was the universe pushing me in a new direction. I am spiritual, so warning you up front. I do have a belief in a higher power. So I feel like my cry for help was answered. And now I've got more space, more freedom in my schedule to be able to take a different path. And I guess, the other thing I'm focused on right now, which I hope to share on my channel, is the concept of identity shifting. So I came across Neville Goddard probably a couple of years ago. You may or may not be familiar with him, but he's a law of assumption teacher, not law of attraction, but a law of assumption teacher. He wrote several books through the early part of the 1900s. And if you've followed anything law of attraction related over the years, you've probably heard of him. But although I've been aware of him for a long time, it's probably the last year and a half that I started to really absorb some of his teachings. And I hope to share that with you here on this channel. I am immersing myself more fully into what he taught through the years. So, my plan is to talk about reinvention over 50, the tools I've used for managing anxiety and mindset and beliefs. There are things like emotional freedom techniques or tapping or EFT. Most people have heard of EFT at this point, but I actually learned EFT 25 years ago and became certified with one of the early EFT masters who has since passed away. And I don't know where I'd be without EFT tapping because it has literally been life changing for me. I wish I had had this tool when I was a teenager because I suffered really debilitating anxiety at times when I was a teenager. And a lot of people that are close to me probably wouldn't have known how bad it was, but my anxiety was awful, really awful. I wish I'd had a tool like that when I was a teenager, but thankfully I've got it now and I've been using it for 25 years. It's kept me from, going postal. If you're my age group, you'll know what I mean by that. It's kind of a Gen X thing, going postal. I don't even really know what it means, but a polite way of saying it's kept me from going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And so I hope to share a little bit of that here because, especially at this stage of my life, when I got into the perimenopause and the menopause stages of my life, the anxiety just ramped right up again. And I feel like that'll help you if you're in that boat, if you're perimenopause or menopause now, and anxiety is something that you're dealing with to a certain extent. You definitely have to talk to your doctor about that. But if you want a natural way to manage those emotions, those feelings, so how you feel, and find peace, tea is, I would say, my number one. Some of the other things that I've practiced over the years: breath work, vagus nerve stimulation, which you can do that through humming or gargling. I know it sounds bizarre, but we'll talk about that in a future video. Meditation, of course, the gold standard. And then we're going to talk about manifestation on this channel, specifically around the teachings of Neville Goddard and the law of assumption. And I might, along the way, share some other relevant content that's Gen X focused, over 50 focused, that you might find interesting, that might spark a discussion, hopefully a friendly and respectful discussion. So essentially, this channel is for women over 50 who feel stuck, maybe feel unfulfilled. They're ready for something new. You know what? We've got lots of life to live, and I'm here to support you in that. Hopefully, my content on this channel in the weeks and months that I'm planning on sharing here helps you on your journey as well. Okay? Thanks very much. And just, subscribe and leave me a comment down below and let me know where you're at. If you're stuck, why are you feeling that way? Are you ready to reinvent yourself? What's on your mind?